it going, everybody? So we have a fun review today as we're talking Bad Boys Ride or Die. I low-key was pretty excited for this fourth installment in the franchise because I, like many, was pretty impressed with Bad Boys for Life. It was a great reinvigoration after 17 years in between installments. I am always going to be annoyed, though, that they called the last film Bad Boys for Life and not this one because that subtitle would have fit so perfectly with the fourth installment. When I'm going into a Bad Boys movie, I'm expecting some crazy over-the-top escapism, and Bad Boys Ride or Die definitely achieved that wholeheartedly. The film is the exact type of absurd escapist thrill ride that's perfectly engineered for maximum levels of entertainment. It's everything that you would want that would define a fun summer blockbuster. Despite this now being the fourth film in the franchise, and Will Smith and Martin Lawrence now are pushing well into their 50s, this entry still tries to raise the bar a bit as far as the journey that we go on with Mike and Marcus, but also delivering on some of the wildest action set pieces in the franchise that had so many insane ones already. I mean, you gotta remember, the first two installments in the Bad Boys franchise were directed by a young Michael Bay. Many of the reasons why these big action set pieces in Ride or Die work so effectively, I think could definitely be attributed to Adil and Bilali's style of filmmaking. The way that they execute these action sequences, both in this and the previous film Bad Boys for Life, it's insanely creative. Some of the type of shots they pull off or some of the action in this is so innovative. All of it just makes the chaos surrounding Mike and Marcus so much more fun. It does try to tap into more emotional parts of the story and wrapped around Joe Pantoliano's character as they are on the run trying to get to the bottom of an inside job. For the most part, I do think the story does take a back seat, which I think some people could not be a big fan of. But if you're someone that's a big fan of the franchise, I think you're more accustomed to that. Regardless of the story being on the weaker side, the greatest strength of Bad Boys Ride or Die, unsurprisingly, is the chemistry between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. I think they still have great chemistry after all these years. It continues to bring a smile to my face how fantastic they bounce off one another. There's a multitude of jokes in this where I was dying laughing at the banter between them and all the different crazy scenarios they get forced into. To be fair, not every single joke lands. There are a few cringy ones along the way, and it is evident throughout the film that they are getting older. Their dynamic continues to be so strong, I can't help but want more films with them and the supporting cast, as there are a multitude of characters that return from the franchise. All the stuff revolving around Reggie was one of the things I found so hilarious about Bad Boys 2, so I love that we kept that up with the continuity, bringing him back. As I alluded to earlier, one of the weaker aspects by far in Bad Boys Ride or Die is the plot overall. The overarching plot surrounding Marcus and Mike trying to get to the bottom of what's going on after Joe Pantoliano's death and being on the run. It definitely gets a little bit muddled if you think about it too hard. Certain details as the story goes along. To be fair, a lot of the Bad Boys films don't have the most complex plots anyways. They very much fall under the over-the-top buddy cop escapism with huge entertaining explosions. And if that's the formula that you enjoyed from the last three Bad Boys films, I can't imagine you're gonna have a horrible time experiencing this either. It very much is more of the same, but in this case, I think that is a positive and not a negative. Overall, Bad Boys Ride or Die is an immensely entertaining fourth installment in the franchise. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence continue to bring their A-game each and every outing, and yet another over-the-top thrill ride that's just downright entertaining. It's one of those things where you want to go to a movie and be entertained. I mean, it's summer, you want these big blockbuster-style entertainment spectacles, and I feel like if you're a big fan of the franchise, that's exactly what you're going to get with this fourth installment. Now, if you go into this as your first installment in the franchise, I'm not entirely sure. The mileage may vary because it would be kind of weird to jump into the franchise in the fourth installment. Who knows? There probably are people out there that this is going to be their first time seeing them, and maybe they'll go back and watch the other three films. All I know is that I'm a big fan of this franchise, growing up with it, and now seeing new installments to this day. I don't know how many more of these films we're going to get, but if they want to continue making more of these, I'm totally down. And I've heard my thoughts on Bad Boys Ride or Die. Make sure you share your thoughts down below. What did you think of the film? Did you like the film? Did you not like the film? Share your thoughts down below, because the fun is that conversation with you guys in the comments section. Thank you guys, as always, for checking out the videos. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you like on the video and also subscribe to the channel to update reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. The next time, I'll see you guys later.